Good morning, and thank you for agreeing to speak with us. For privacy reasons, we're not going to disclose your name or anything that could expose your identity, but you are a Guyanese and you are a COVID survivor.
Yes, that I am.
Right. Today, we're going to be talking about your experience. You're also hospitalized at the Infectious Diseases Hospital at Liliendaal, and we'll also be talking about your journey there. The first question I want to ask you is for you to walk me through the timeline as it relates to when you first knew that you were unwell.
Actually, I got tested on the 9th, but before then, I wasn't feeling well. I went to the hospital, the Woodlands Hospital, because I wasn't feeling well. I was told that I had to do ultrasound. I did that. They found something, but I didn't think it was anything dangerous or anything like that.
It
So
was about like 3 days between the period that you were unwell to being tested.
yes,
What was the feeling like during that period?
um, I wasn't able to breathe. I was getting difficulties breathing. It was really hard, and I decided to get tested because one of the things I've heard, because I was not in contact with anybody who had COVID. So one of the things I heard is that you get difficulties breathing. So I decided to do the test.
Initially, did you think it could be something else?
Yeah,
Right,
I thought it was so many other things, just not COVID.
right. And you expended time and possibly money
A lot,
trying to figure out.
a lot, a lot. And in the end, I went to the center and got tested.
Which center is that?
There's Horstelling.
Okay. Were you admitted to hospital immediately after receiving your results? How long after the test did you get the
I
results?
did not. I was admitted before I got the results because it was on sometime after, I think a couple of days after I did the test, that I really couldn't breathe at all. And I went to the GPHC, that's the East Street clinic, and the doctor, they put me on oxygen, and the doctor said they would have to do another test right there because they couldn't wait on the results from the center. So when they did the test, I was admitted immediately. I spent the night there, and the next morning I was transported to the Ocean View Hospital.
It was about like 3 days between the period that you were unwell to being tested.
Yes.
What was the feeling like
I
during
did.
that
I
period?
felt sick, yes, but the thing that stood out was my not being able to breathe, and it's not a nice place to be. But when they told me that I had to go to the Ocean View Hospital, I broke down. All the rumors that I've heard is that when you go there, you don't come out.
You were fearful?
I didn't want to go. I did not want to go. But I had a niece on staff at the public hospital and a good friend. And they both talked to me. They told me that I needed the oxygen and I would get it there 24 hours a day. And they had nurses and doctors there who would watch over me. It was the worst, the best decision I made. But at the time, I thought that I'm not going to come back home.
You were probably very skeptical.
Yeah, I know I wasn't going to come back home. But after talking to them, I said, look, might as well I die when at least I had help, trying to feel better than I stayed there and they didn't have the things that I needed to take care of me.
You said earlier all the rumors you heard. What were those rumors?
I heard a lot of rumors. The one that stood out with me is that when you go there, you die.
But you didn't die.
No, I did not, and
And
I
you were
thank
also
God for
among
that.
the larger group of people who actually recover at the same hospital.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't know is what actually happened at the hospital.
You want to talk to us about that?
Yes, I would love to. When I got to the hospital, I wasn't able to do anything for myself. And then is when my surprise started. The nurses helped me. Everything that I couldn't do for myself, they did. The doctors, here's the thing, I always know that when I go to the doctor, if you go with something, they treat you for it and they don't tell you. And I always have a problem with that. I ask, what's wrong? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? At the hospital, I didn't have to ask. They told me what was wrong and explained the medication that they were going to give to me. And that happened every day of my stay. The other thing I heard about there is the food.
I was going to ask you about your meals.
Well, it's not a nice thing to say because it's a hospital, but I would say it's the five-star hospital. The food was second to none. You had food, if you were diabetic, they catered for that. If you were hypertensive, they catered for that. And at first I didn't understand because I'm hypertensive. So, of course, my salt was limited. They had other people in the ward with me who were diabetic. They had food to treat that.
I was going to ask you if you thought that the care you receive was isolated or you receive special attention. Do you feel that way?
No, well, the thing is, I don't know anybody at the hospital. Nobody knew me. I didn't even know I was going to go to that hospital. So it had nothing to do. I've seen everybody get the same care. There was nothing special about me that, they would have singled me out to treat me in that manner. Every person that was in the ward with me was given the same treatment.
How many days you spent there? Do you remember?
11 days. I spent 11 days there. And 11 days that I can't complain.
So you've been discharged from hospital just about, I think, around 2 weeks now. Yeah. And other COVID survivors have talked about their experiences after surviving COVID and being discharged from hospital. Can you share your experience with us?
I know that I'm not fully recovered. It has taken a toll on my body. I feel weak, but to be honest, I'm stronger every day. I still feel short of breath sometimes, as if I climb a lot of stairs. One of the exercises that we were taught to do deep breathing, and I have to exercise at home until I can go out or feel that I can go out. Because I still have some amount of fear going out and associating with people. So I do my exercises at home. I walk around the house and do my deep breathing, which I think helps a lot. And we were taught to lie on our sides and on our tummy to help clear the lungs.
So this is part of the doctor's advice for
yeah, and at the hospital there was also a therapist. There was a psychiatrist there to talk to you about how you feel and help you to deal with what you're going through. And there was also this woman. I don't know what they call her, but she'd come and massage your back, your lungs. She would do that, and then she would give you little objects for you to use to help you with your breathing, like a glove, and it has a little mouth, and you had to try to blow it up for her to see, how your lungs working, how you're doing it. It was a practice method. You were given it to practice during the day. If you had any at all, any difficulty in understanding why you have to do this or why you have to do that, the nurses took time out.
Are you still on medication?
Yes, I am. Actually, when I was there, they found something.
Another medical condition?
another medical condition. For that, I'm still using medication for that. One of the other things, when I first went into the hospital and I couldn't do anything for myself, it was the most amazing thing. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't, you know, you got to do your wash your undies and stuff like that. Every morning I had clean undies. I didn't know who washed them. It had to have probably been the nurse or the assistants, but they were clean. The bathroom was, like we say, Guyanese people say you could eat on the bathroom floor. It was that clean. The room had a maid who would come in. Sometimes we laugh at her, she's coming with a dustpan and a broom, any little thing on the ground. So sometimes when she come in, there's nothing on the ground, we'd say, we clean up after the party last night. It is so clean. I can't begin to tell people out there, don't be afraid. Don't try to treat yourself at home because you're fearful to go to the Ocean View Hospital. Go. It's the best hospital experience I have ever had. I've heard people say, oh, we hear that they got patients lying down on the ground in the corridor. Here's the thing, we were not allowed to leave our wards because of cross-contamination. But if you get to the door and you look into the corridor, it is as clear as water.
While you were there, did you witness any deaths? Did anyone on a bed close to you?
No, not there, but where I was lying down in my ward, you could see when they were passing out with bodies. You didn't know whether it was man or woman because it was wrapped.
Was that frequent?
Huh?
Was that frequent?
Quite a lot, you know. But not because remember, my ward was not the only ward there. I was just the closest to the exit.
But how did that make you feel?
To be honest, I wasn't fearful because of how I started to feel. And when you have people coming in, encouraging you, explaining different things to you, I think that fear goes away.
I have to ask, because the discussion is now on vaccination. Were you vaccinated prior to testing?
No, I was not vaccinated. I had a medical condition that needed approval from my doctor. And when I was given that approval, unfortunately, it was the very week that I got ill.
What would it take now as a COVID survivor before you can get vaccinated? What is the doctor?
Well, I was told that I can do it from this coming week. I can go and get vaccinated from this coming week.
Do you have a preference?
Well, I was advised by my doctor because of the medical condition that they found that there are a few of them that I shouldn't take.
Right.
But they told me a specific one that I should take. I have no qualms about taking it. I prefer to be vaccinated than have to go through what I've been through. It was not easy. I don't know if you can picture in your mind what it feels like when you can't breathe.
I think I can.
Well, I don't want to go through that again.
From where you sit right now, what does the road ahead look like for you?
I'm trying to build myself up, trying to get stronger, and I don't know yet. Well, I'll go back to my regular job, but what I want to do is this that I'm doing now. Encourage people. Stay safe, and even if you get infected, I want to be there to encourage them to go to the hospital, get the treatment that they need. Don't try to treat yourself at home. Take your precautions, but if it happens that you get infected, don't try to treat yourself at home. Get medical help. I mean, that is what saved me.
And I would like to pass that on to people. Don't listen to the rumors about how bad the hospital is. Most of the people who are talking about the hospital is just hearsay. They haven't been there. But I can attest to the time that I was there. The doctors didn't know me. The nurses didn't know me. I didn't even know that I was going to go there. And I know the treatment that I got. Best hospital experience I've ever had.
I want to end the interview on that note, and thank you very much for sharing your experience and speaking with us today.